Right. Welcome everybody. Welcome Chair to the Leisure and Community Committee here on Monday the 15th of July. Usual thing, I'll do this first. Please note this meeting is being recorded by Town Council and possible live streaming on YouTube. Please note the recording device is sensitive and the live stream may be recorded by third parties, so do not say anything you do not want recorded. If necessary, I will direct all recording in the room and the live stream to be stopped, but generally I want to avoid doing that, so we'll normally record everything except any items taken in closed session. Members of the public may also make their own recordings, but must follow our rules of doing so, including stopping recording when requested. Whilst we do not accept anonymous speaking in a public forum, members of the public who wish to speak but do not want their name published must please indicate this or say your piece. Thank you. Right. Apologies for that.
Chair with apologies from Councillor Mary Martin.
Okay. Right, declarations of interest, request of dispensations, item 3, anybody?
Quick one. I've given money from my West Suffolk District Council locality budget to the Haverhill Singers before. I don't know if that counts or anything.
Record it as a non-registered interest.
Yeah.
Did you want to leave the room at that point?
No. Oh.
Dispensation to stay on.
Yeah.
Can I propose it? Yeah, sorry, Councillor Ned Smith. Second, Councillor Haverhill. All those in favour of Councillor Brown staying?
You can vote, you have a full dispensation.
Pardon?
You have a full dispensation, you can vote if you want. It's probably not going to be that contentious to be fair.
No.
Could get it going to 9 o'clock. Anybody else? No? Okay, lovely. Minutes of the last meeting held on Tuesday the 30th of April. Just one thing, the bit at the top about being a working party is not relevant because we're actually meeting in, excuse me, person. So, yeah, I guess you've all read them. So, proposer, please, Colin. Councillor Cox, seconded by Councillor Hammond, Councillor Brown. All those in favour, please show. Lovely. Right, so item 5 to the note progressive actions. Page 83 is nothing, go move on to page 84. See, you can move the grant now. Sorry, to the voluntary member, sorry,
Yeah.
you moved that bit.
Yeah, they've all done.
All done.
One that's done but now outstanding for decision is the Haverhill District Town Twinning Association. I'll just find that. Finalised numbers weren't down at the time submitting grant application, so this was for the number of people coming from France. Current stands at 13. Yes, basically their argument is that they are continue to build up their reserves, so they wouldn't need to ask us for a grant. Point out that the other two towns free fund their housing associations.
Any comments?
No.
So we asking to propose that we,
Well, yes, it's, at the moment it's, the last proposal was to go away and get the information, they've explained how they can use the grant if you're happy.
are we satisfied with the answer, certainly for this year anyway? Proposer then, Councillor Carini, secondly Councillor Cox. All those in favour, please show. Moving on, page 85.
I think Steve commented earlier that he provided that report.
What are you talking about though?
Circulating report for Haverhill.
Yeah, and he's going to do another one next week.
Then about demographics. You seem around, didn't you?
What's the second one?
The second, they're sent there.
Right at the bottom, with the second paragraph.
It's the beer weekend demographics, which I think you sent through. I think you sent figures through for.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't think I have done that.
Have you not?
Well, sent something through.
I remember reading something.
Unless I just did it and it didn't register.
No, no.
So good, you just.
Well, I'll check, and if I haven't, I will send it through.
I know it's not an action point, but we, I spoke to you about the Clements Community Centre and the
Yeah.
logos we're going to be in the wrong place in the way. So I'm reading down as well, page 85 and nothing 86. Members of the public here, so it's 6. We'll move number 8 and up into 7 if you don't mind. So first of all, we got the report that came out
Last week.
this last Friday.
Sorry, we moved on to
Skip step.
Yes,
Yeah.
Chair swapped it round, so it's out and
Okay. Right.
Cool, so I'll just talk around it a little bit. So we've had a good start to the year, as you can see. So we've done what we expected for the ticket sales, and that's down to a number of really successful shows. Some of the ones I've put disappointing ticket sales for so far. The ultimate commitment to Blues Brothers has actually shot up in the last few days, so it's just like a never-changing world of ticket sales. And so there I've put some of the really good sales we've had and a percentage of first-time visitors. Drag Bingo is a bit weird on there, but I think that's because it is a show where people have booked for large other groups of people. So it's gang, sounds pejorative, gangs of women booking as a mate's night out. Yeah, so the sales have been good. The what else was the hires have been good. Thank you. well. Some of that will be down to Barclays, no doubt, but I think it might also just be a little bit of influence of having a dedicated person on the case. Panto sales are doing very well, almost double, I haven't checked today, but almost double last time I checked from this time last year. We could probably put that down to some good marketing and the fact that the show was really successful last year, and so we're getting repeat custom early. And there's just a few examples of new bookings that we've made. I see a little bit of liquid.
Chair, can I just ask a question on that last one? Is that an increase, that 80% of what we did before?
I will find the figures after it. So say it was 100 this time last year we sold, it would be 160 we sold.
No, I'm talking about the ticket booking fee, the last paragraph. Sorry, the bottom, that bit where it says ticket booking fee, you've got 8% to the Act and 20% on this for us.
This is
that 8% change?
No.
Right.
So that is the standard deal that we get through. Sometimes we have 70-30, sometimes we're 90-10, and for things like drag bingo on Reach, we didn't take any of the ticket sales, but we relied on bar sales for that.
Right. I was saying, I think you explained it as well. You know, I wonder why it's sort of increased. That's why it's the ticket sales. Or is it the booking fee? No, I'm talking about the others. I'm talking about the other acts. You know, why they sort of increased in numbers.
Oh, what the percentage marks after the?
Yeah, the amount of people that are attending.
Oh no, that
I
wasn't.
wondered why, and I just wondered if that was the reason.
No.
Because of their money they get.
No. So the percentages I put up before were the percentage of first time visitors.
Because the acts you're getting is really good. You know, you've been getting some fantastic acts.
These figures
Compared to
here,
what it used to be.
these figures are how many people were first time visitors to the art centre.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's a combination of, because I thought that you've increased the amount that the acts get. Or I thought this is what I thought. Or, you know, that's the reason why we've increased it. I'm trying to get to the reason why these first time.
I think it's marketing. I'm saying.
I'd say it's a combination of programming and marketing together. It's just like a holy duality.
You definitely got some good acts there. Well, it used to be as well. I think it was that.
Well, some of, I mean, I've booked a few, but a lot of them Dan's booking. So it's a bit of everything really.
So,
Yeah, I said I went on to the Go Your Own Way. I said, yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, we're thinking about getting them back
I was gonna
because
say, that's what
everyone was singing their praises.
Yeah, that was a really good night. That's what I was going to say, is that there's some bands that really fill the place up. Do you try to get them back once a year? Yeah, like they're brilliant. I've been down a couple of times to see those, and they haven't been back for a couple of years.
I haven't heard anything from them, so as soon as Simon Garfunkel came and everyone said, oh, they're great, I said, okay, you can come back then.
Yeah.
And then Go Your Own Way, they get the report back from the band on the night, go, yeah, Haverhill was really brilliant, can we come back please?
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, come back.
Yeah.
But we tend to leave it 18 months to 2 years, so we get the anticipation built up again. If you do it like too early, it just have a bit of a fall on.
Captain Cox.
A few things, I mean, fantastic effort, and I think probably all would say thanks for the efforts, because it's obviously all really positive news, fantastic news. But we could to try and reflect on what's worked, so we can keep doing that, and if it needs more investment because it's working, then that's a good thing. And obviously, you possibly come on to it, and I'd like to more talk about the actual booking fee. We were talking about putting it up to £1.50. Is that a good thing? I mean, I just looked at the previous stuff where other areas are. I mean, if we put it up, what's the benefits? I know there'll be more money, but the benefits, because obviously if you keep it low, would there not be benefits of people booking because they're not being given this extra fee?
This is the discussion point.
We haven't got to that point yet.
Oh, okay. I thought sorry.
Yeah, so the Apex, for example, is at £2. Cambridge is Norwich Theatre Royal, £3.50 a ticket. It's like, what? That is so much. But we haven't put it up for 3 years, and it's just like, is it time to put it up, or do we want to keep things steady?
One thing to also consider is that we have to pay Spectrix, the booking company, a percentage which I can't remember
No,
what
I
it is.
can't remember what it is.
So where we might sell a £20 ticket, we don't get 20 quid. We might only get £19.50 or something. So you've got to be, you've got to be careful, and that's what these people are doing. They're covering their costs. So, Councillor Smith.
Yeah. It's obviously doing very well. Really, thanks for all the hard work you've got in. It's really good. So, is there a pressing need to increase this? I mean, if we're doing so well on the bookings on ticket sales, do we need to do this now? What is that per ticket sold, or is that per purchase? In other words, if you get 5 tickets,
no.
Is it one fee or is it 5 fees?
It's per ticket sold, and it's always the headline price. So you don't look at the brochure and it says 19 quid, and then you get a nasty shock at the checkout. It's always 20 quid.
20 quid, including the fee.
Including the booking fee. I think what you could say is that you could put it towards refurbing the toilets, or and then building, doing infrastructure in the arts centre, and then you could call it a part booking fee, part building levy. So there's various ways you could do it, and it's.
I think it's great that we get the sell-out ones and things like that, but we also need to sort of support more niche acts, if you like, which are not going to sell so many tickets, but it's always good to support that sort of thing. And I think one offsets the other, isn't it? Ones that do well obviously subsidise the ones that don't. So.
Yeah, and we do have some negotiation in the ticket prices. So, for example, Far From Madding Crowd, which is a theatre thing, came to us and said, "Oh, can we have an 18 quid ticket?" I said, 18, that's a bit much for a theatre. So we can actually negotiate on the ticket price, and we do tell them right at the beginning we've got to add this extra booking fee, so they know it as well.
Yeah, I think more of the people who actually come to the centre, because they don't really want to see blockbuster acts. They want to see something that's more off the wall, if you like. And if you're not seeing so many tickets, it costs you more to put them on, obviously. So yeah.
Well, the things like theatre and the broadcasts, you know that is a particular sort of person, and just to talk bluntly in stereotypes, these are going to be more likely to be people that live in the villages or have got a bit more money and are older, and so the booking fee wouldn't necessarily impact them greatly. So those are the sort of more niche ones, and with the broadcasts, I think we could definitely afford to put the booking fee up, but then you don't want a staggered booking fee because that's just ridiculous level of admin.
Yes, I've got Councillor Green first.
I think it's a good thing. Obviously, taxpayer or council taxpayers put a lot of money into this venue, so that this is a way of those who actually use the building and what we put on here can actually contribute towards that, especially those that don't actually live within Haverhill, which we have a lot of people that come to this venue that are from the surrounding villages or surrounding towns who don't contribute anything to the running costs. The only thing I'm wondering is whether actually we can ring fence this extra money so it is specifically for the upkeep of the building, because I think, you know, I said to Colin the other day, the things are looking tired in the art centre. You know, you can walk up the stairs, the carpet's threadbare, painting needs doing, toilets need refurbishing. So I wonder if I can put a proposal forward now that we do increase the levy to £1.50, but the additional 50 pence is ring fence for upkeep of this building.
I think that is in Kerry's powers to do that. But and the other thing is, of course, just because we put it up doesn't mean we can put it down again. If we did find it didn't work, there's no reason.
I personally can't see there being much of an impact. You know, it is already cheap. If you go to big concerts and things, you pay quite a lot in fees. So this is nothing.
And one thing to also consider for Colin comes in is we could fill that auditorium with 210 seats and still make a loss because the cost of the act is so high, if you like, versus the ticket prices that you virtually, by the time you've added your running costs to it, you've got no.
Well, for Drag Bingo, for example, where we let them come and take all the box office,
Yeah.
that would be really helpful in that situation.
Yeah. So I can't.
Thank you, Chair. Just a question for Sarah. You talked about the £18 that somebody wanted to charge, and you negotiated on whether that was realistic. Obviously, the prices in our brochure already include this. So, going up by 50p, are we likely to see lots of ticket prices ending in 50p?
Yeah.
Or are we likely to have a discussion that, well, if you wanted to be 20 quid a ticket, then you're going to have to, your 80% will be of 50p less per ticket, because that'll go on the booking fee. So it won't always feed through to actual extra cost on the ticket, supposedly.
No, if we negotiated the ticket price down by another 50p, then that would not be an obvious increase.
Yeah.
But we don't have any 50p's at the moment.
No, so that's what I'm thinking. It probably, for the customer, would probably be neutral. It probably would actually come out of the, if you like, if it filled a full theatre, it'd be £100 off what the artist gets, rather than the ticket payers paying extra.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get them that play hardball and go, no, we must have this price and this price only.
But those are confident that they'll fill, so people will feel that it's worth the money, won't they? So there's that. I think, yes, certainly in terms of basically saying, as Councillor Green was suggesting, that it goes to the cost of refurbishment. In those cases, are we then asking, and I think there's a system for doing it, are we saying that people are gift aiding that?
No.
Is that just too complicated?
We do get gift aid, and people do make donations anyway. So it's normally a £1 donation per ticket. But this would actually be in the booking fee, so they wouldn't get a choice as to whether to pay or not. They would just have to pay it.
Yeah, I think there's a way you could get people to tick a box.
It's not a donation though, is it?
No, it's a fee.
I know museums sometimes do.
Normally I think museums don't then charge you a little bit extra, because then you've made a donation within your ticket price, so then they can include the whole thing as gift aid.
Actually, I see you getting a bit something down. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
I mean, I was going to mention about the rounding because when I read this document this morning again, it was the £1.68, is it, or something?
Yeah, it's not ridiculous.
Well, I know Southwold Arts Centre is where we took the pantomime from here a couple of years ago, and they've got some weird and wonderful things going on over there, so it didn't surprise me.
Well, I was shocked. 81p, maybe?
Yeah. I know. Okay. So I'm going to talk Council Brown first.
Yeah, to be fair, 50p or a pound isn't going to break people's banks. They're going out for the night, as long as they've had a really good night. That's what they really care about, most people, to be fair. And yeah, I'll be quite happy to increase it to £2, and that's sort of middle of that chart that you've got there. Yeah, so I'll be happy with that, but £1.50 if people agree with that. But as you said, we haven't put it up for 3 years. figures have increased remarkably over the past 3 years. Yeah, so I would second Aaron's proposal.
You second it, yeah. Councillor Hammond.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried because our nearest we've got, well, two, is Bury and Sudbury. Sudbury is 75p and Bury is £2, which is quite a lot for Bury considering the amount of people can hold. Ipswich region is quite a lot because that can hold, I think, 1,600 people. So, looking at it, there is some sort of good points and bad points. In other words, I think Ipswich region are charging too much, and I think Apex Bury charging too much. But Sudbury is another component. You know, we do attract people from Sudbury to here. And it'll be twice the amount of what they pay in Sudbury. I don't know how large that theatre is in Sudbury. I have no idea.
100.
Oh, it's an only charge 75p.
Yeah, it's very small.
Very small. It's about half the size of this place.
Wow.
This is their share of a fixed ticket price, of course. It's not necessarily seeing a different ticket price at the end of the day.
No,
And it's worthwhile pointing out Sudbury mostly.
they must be paying more.
It's run mostly by volunteers.
Yes, it is.
Right.
And that's what I was going to say. Everyone's
Right,
got
it must
different funding.
I thought so. There must be some why they can do it so cheap. Okay.
Councillor Hammond, you know you have it. Councillor Smith.
Yeah. I like, obviously we've got to be sensible about price and whatever, but I like to think that we are offering a service. We're not a typical business as such. You know, we're not really here to make a profit. I know we've got to cover our costs as much as we can, but we are here for the people of the town. A lot of people in our town aren't have a lot, so I think we've got to bear that in mind. On a slightly different matter though, when you book, you're asked if you want to make a donation, aren't you? Can that be an opt-out rather than opt-in? We'll charge them and say we're good.
I don't know. Don't know the answer to that one. Your question.
Well, yeah, let me ask Councillor Cox first.
I think, if I'm understanding this right, that what you're saying is the price for the tickets won't necessarily come up. This will partly be a negotiation with setting the price with the act or whatever. So if people aren't going to see any difference, then I haven't got a problem with it at all. Actually, I'd rather get your opinion as you're dealing with it day to day. What do you think should happen?
I would be inclined to put it up to £1.50 because we haven't had that increase in 3 years. Initially I spoke to the Apex and they go, oh yes, just do it £2, and it's like, oh, I think that is a bit too much, which that's why I suggested £1.50. It's just if we have a good year, we'll get another 15,000 in, say, and that might do the toilets or the carpets, or because Aaron's right, the building does look a bit shabby in places.
Councillor Allen.
Yeah. On Councillor Smith's suggestion, any idea of how much more we'd get for that opt-in and opt-out?
I don't know if you can opt in or opt out, I'll have to check that. But if we had 29,000 ticket sales, that would be not £29,000. If it was £1, if it was £1 per transaction. Sometimes if you spend 200 quid, it will say donate 10 quid. So it's a sliding scale, so it's not always £1.
Cameron, really?
So, but the opt-in, opt-out, I don't think you should give people the option, because you can have a situation where most people end up just opting out because they'll see that they've got the chance of making it £1.50 cheaper. I mean, that's possibly.
Let me ask the question, because I was asked, how How many ticket sales have we got here?
It was about 29,000.
On those, how many people are not from Haverhill?
It does depend on the show, and
But overall, the total for
yeah,
one
I
year?
would guess it would be 65% from Haverhill, specifically Haverhill.
So 35% are not contributing to the upkeep of this place, or running costs, or anything else like that. How's Luke anything then?
The other thing I was going to say is we talk about whether there should be a business, but I don't think it ever has been run as a business. But the money to run this building has to come from somewhere, so whether that's council tax or a booking fee, it's just changing the way that residents potentially pay for the service. Things like the kind of upkeep of this building, things are looking really shabby, and that needs resolving, and that money's got to come from somewhere. So if we don't do something like this, potentially we're talking about coming around to a council tax setting that we'd have to put council tax up even more to cover that. So residents are going to pay whatever, and then this way actually residents will pay less, because only those that are using the service will pay a little bit more, including those who currently pay nothing because they're not from the Haverhill council tax area.
Yes, sir?
I think you misunderstood me. I wasn't saying instead of the booking fee, I was saying the additional donation as the option on the book. So,
Yeah, I got that.
yeah, I'm not saying don't have the booking fee.
No, I mean the additional money we're going to raise, potentially we're going to need that money at some point anyway. So if we don't put this booking fee up, we're potentially saying we'd have to raise that money through council tax.
Yeah, but I'm not saying don't put the booking fee up.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get some more money. But how many people do we know actually make a contribution, a voluntary contribution?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head without guessing, but I could easily go back and have a look. So I said I wouldn't guess, I'm just going to guess.
Guess pessimistically.
I would guess 50% of people make a £1 donation.
Wow.
So you said 29,000, so we'd be an extra 14,500, 15,000.
Wow.
If we can
More than I thought.
make it
If it was
a
legal.
mandatory thing, yeah, if it's not an illegal thing to do.
Just a thought.
But the donation is per booking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not per ticket. That's like it's like it's true.
Could we put various boxes in instead of, because I see the £1 thing, could we have £2, £5 or £10? Because some people are quite willing to put £10. Or potentially put a bit of history about the building and why we're trying to save it,
Yeah.
But give people the option, because some people willingly put £1 in as a donation.
Some people do. Some
Yeah.
people put in £100 sometimes.
Yeah.
It's I can name them off the top of my head.
Where's that box placed?
That's as you go through the checkout and you get to the last page. It's on that last
So
page.
it's handled by Spectrix.
Oh, right.
So I've set
It's not a box out there then?
No.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking, no, no.
I've set it something like £1 for ticket sales up to 30 quid, £5 for 50 quid,
Yeah.
£10, and people can always
Yeah.
fiddle around with that. But we could do,
It's good.
as part of this, if it goes through, we could do an extra push on this is the building, this is how much it costs.
Yeah, this is what the money's going towards.
Councillor Cox, and I think we'll go to the vote.
This is only going back to the Spectrix, just being asked to know, obviously looking at what they've been doing and obviously eating away any profits, whether they've been putting their prices up, so it's worth us knowing and taking that into account. I know you said you didn't know, it's just worth us knowing for another meeting. Because they're obviously, I would imagine that they've been putting their percentage of what they take up over the years as well.
Well, we actually get a really good deal from them that they don't do anymore, a town council deal, so they've stopped doing that for other people. So it is quite competitive, but we can easily look back on the
But it is a percentage of taking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes up anyway.
Yeah.
Ticket prices.
It's just worth us possibly knowing, so when we're looking at these things, we know that every single time we're roughly losing 3%, 1.5%,
Oh,
or whatever
yeah,
it is.
anything like that, is it?
No, I can find that out afterwards.
No, yeah, it's not really that sort of, yeah. All right, did you want to quickly come back? No? Okay. Right, so we've got a proposal from Councillor Carini that we go to £1.50, proviso that 50p is ring fenced. Let's call it a building fund, if you want to call it that. Yeah, and seconded by Councillor Brown. All those in favour, please show. Okay, thank you for that bit. Moving on to social media.
Yeah, there's a bit of social media info there. Joe and Book now have been having a lot of fun trying to get it viral on TikTok with varied success, but they're giving it a go.
I like that one today.
Oh, Joe's really very proud of that.
I've actually seen it. It's basically a ticket, cooking a ticket, wasn't it? It's got very clever.
I think he got slated a bit by some people in the office, so I'll let him know that
No, it's good.
one.
Right. Not that I watched TikTok, it came up on Facebook.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of stuff about the social media. I don't think we've got around to doing that DBS check yet, but that's something that we need to do. And then I've arranged for a bunch of middle-level employees to get some leadership training on how to handle, not how to handle a team, how to work within a team in a productive manner. That sort of thing. Yeah, arts into buildings, looking tired. Yes, it was sort of good. So Gary's got those 3 quotes, and a decision needs to be made about which one we go for. 16,000 was the most expensive. 5,000. It seemed that he radically underpriced that.
Yeah, it's very cheap now.
So just based on the figures alone, I'd say go for the new one.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't make a decision on that here. That's the wrong entity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can't wait to see it.
Oh, right.
Councillor Smith?
Just wondering what the refurbishment would encompass, what are we asking to be done?
The tiling in the toilets, some of the doors in the toilets, the flooring in the toilets, and the, what do you call it, the sort of vanity units.
The work surface around the sinks, which is looking particularly bad. Unfortunately, one of the issues that Gary found was, despite writing a specification, the quotes didn't necessarily follow the specification, which made it highly irritating, which made it difficult for him. It's been like pulling teeth trying to get these quotes. So there'll be a report go to the Haverhill Community Trust. We'll have a quick meeting after week after next full council meeting, to hold a very quick meeting in the Community Trust, as this is a building matter, therefore it's you sitting as a Community Trust will make that decision. Obviously, you actually have the paperwork to see.
Replacing the hand dryers, some more efficient ones.
The hand dryers, I can't remember, is that hand dryer?
The hand dryers in the mouths are efficient ones. Yeah.
When they work.
Well, they're often switched off, and I'm never quite sure why they're switched off.
I think it's the cleaners.
I don't know.
We're going to fix the leaks on the urinals.
Well, they have to be taken off when the tiling's done.
Councillor Lucchini?
Yeah, just on the arts into building, and now we've got all this new money coming for the booking fees. Can we actually look at having some kind of rolling maintenance program for?
Yeah, it's really waiting for Dan to get back.
Okay, so that's fine.
He'll
Yeah.
actually handle it. He's back in a couple of weeks' time.
When is he coming back?
25th, isn't it?
And then just on the social media, brilliant at the moment, jumping on kind of the social media trends, like the TikTok trends, they're doing really well. I really do hope they go viral. I know that I've been looking at the views, and they've got videos now kind of over 1,000 views, which is great. Yeah.
Well, they certainly have fun doing it. I shall pass those on. And then I don't know if you want to talk about that stuff, because it is in the...
Can I, before you carry on, sorry, one question I had, which I know Councillor Lucchini brings up regularly, is films.
films?
The art centre. Are they doing badly, good? Because I noticed there was a film on a couple of days ago. Bar was open and we took £5 or something.
What films are
I can't remember. You're going to
I
ask
mean-
me, aren't you?
the films? I
Well,
suppose
it's
you
each
probably.
film in particular, to be perfectly honest, there's loads of examples that are happening.
I know.
The difference is, do you open the bar, do you not open the bar? If the cinema experience, when people come in, they come in, buy a drink, they can, plastic stuff they can take into the auditorium, they can sit down and watch a film, sip a glass of wine whilst they're watching the film. It's a nice experience. We don't actually know how many people are going to come in, so it would be lovely to know in advance, you know, the exact numbers for who's going to walk up. So it's really difficult. I think, sorry, it was Councillor Brown mentioned in terms of the variety of stuff that's on the show, and it's not just, nothing to do about blockbusters, it's not just blockbusters. So it's whether you get a different experience if you come in to watch something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, or whether we're not going to open the bar for you. I thought some of the things probably it's just unfortunate.
Councillor Caridi.
Yeah, that's what the previous comment that John's referring to that I made was coming to the budget setting was as an art centre, there's no point in us putting films on if they've already been at places like Cineworld, because we're not providing an offering to the people of Haverhill. They can go and watch it at Cineworld, and we'd like people to support Cineworld as well, so it doesn't leave Haverhill. I mean, the benefit from the art centre is to put on films that potentially haven't been at Cineworld, slightly more unique.
Yeah, the programmer has got that brief,
Yeah.
so she suggests films that are a little bit left field,
Yeah.
and also.
Then I'm less worried about them. If they don't make money, at least then we've actually provided an offering to the town. Whereas if it's a film that's just come out of Cineworld, there's too much no point.
But we often can't get those anyway because the big distributors won't let little people have them until way down the line.
By which time we're on Netflix.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I was going to say. You've probably heard this a million times, but there's not many films coming out at the moment because Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney, the streamers are king at the moment, and the cinemas suffering.
We have a contract, don't we, for Picture House, I think,
Yeah.
which is quite expensive. We're paying a lot of money every month for them just to manage films which are not really being watched. I'm wondering if that is something we should be trying to do in-house.
Dan and I talked about this when he was here, and we did talk about going to another programmer. So when he comes back, we'll just listen
Something to
to
put on the
the
list. Yeah.
conversation.
Sorry. Councillor Cox, then Councillor.
Just as it's been raised, I did see, and I don't know what's happening, you may know more, so obviously you're in that field, was that there is talk that Cineworld may close because they are closing theatres, and one place that's been named is Haverhill. So it would be worth keeping an eye on that because that could change things quite dramatically again.
What is the clientele that the age of the clientele that we have for cinemas? Is it an idea at all?
Yeah. Take the average age of the people in this room. And it's
60?
Very young.
We do not get young people in to see the cinema.
Thank God we've got Haverhill to bring the average down.
Oh, I thought you were just saying me.
Can I suggest, and I don't know if you do this, but could we do films like with Norman Wisdom, for instance? These are all my favourites. Even Lauren Hardy, all them sorts of films, Carry On films, all them sorts of films. Would that attract more of our age into this cinema?
It's something that you could try. You've got to pay 120 quid per film, whatever, even if it's like Carry On Camping from 1978, it's still 120 quid. So that's the benchmark that you've got to make.
Once you have that for, once you've got one show.
One show.
One show.
Yeah, but bearing in mind that we can, even with the present films, we can only get 1 or 2 people we know. But obviously that's just we don't generally have that amount of people, we generally have much more. But, you know, I'm just wondering if we could try that because of the age of the clientele that we have. Just to try it. Because I love the normal wisdom films.
Yeah, but these films, those sort of films are readily available on YouTube and places like that.
Yeah. But do people our age, well, the average age,
I do.
watch Netflix and things like that?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
YouTube all the time. I don't watch
YouTube, but
I
not
don't watch
for
mainstream TV. I watch YouTube.
Right.
But well, you know, you've got to think of it, when we were doing Warm Spaces here, we had those sort of films on. Hardly anyone watched them, and that's free.
So just on that, just looking at age groups, is there any programme that we could offer where, I know when I was working in schools that they were looking at reward days, and just to try and encourage young people to realise that we show films here and that there's something that they could get involved in. So not that they're getting it free, but they're getting it at a good price that the school might come down en masse for as a reward.
Yeah, we did have that with Castle Manor last week, so they had an end of term.
It could be the primary schools too. All I'm saying is the fact that if we open up for them to realise it's here longer term, they might get more involved. It's just a suggestion.
That's a good idea, actually. Sorry, Chip. That's a good idea, actually, because you're introducing them to the arts as well, aren't
Well,
you?
you are. The problem is you've got to also think about the cost of putting the film on.
Okay.
You know, so
It's not. I'm not suggesting free.
No, I understand.
When we used to do them, we used to go to Frankie Berry's and to when the bowling alley was here and to the cinema. They'd offer a decent rate, but what I'm saying is you then bring in 200-300 people down, so they're filling the cinema. So, you know, if you offer it, you're not losing money, you're gaining money, but maybe not as much as you normally make to try and encourage them to come in. That was what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, I think the break even is something like about 50 people, minimum 50 people, and we regularly under 10. It's around.
Yeah, just taking up on Pat's idea, which I think is really good, is what about if we had something like a David Lean season? You know, that's something that really lends itself to big screen. Something like Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Zhivago, those sort of films. Just did a little trial for them, publicised it. Say, come watch on a big screen, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I did with the children's ones,
Yeah.
which didn't actually work. I gave it like 4 weeks,
Yeah.
and it was £4 to get in.
Yeah. Or try it for the adults, just do it 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Something big, David Lean, big screen, people like it, it's a night out, Especially for the elderly.
You wouldn't lose much money doing that,
No.
because it says it's £120 for the performing rights.
Yeah.
Getting hold of the film, which is basically buying the DVD, and then it's staffing costs. We could certainly try that and see what happens.
Yeah, 4-week one.
Yeah, something like
Classics.
that. Some of those things people will kind of remember when they first saw those films in the cinema.
Something that really lends itself to the big screen. That's what I thought David Lean. That's
So I enjoy that's right, and I'm quick, I'm going to be spending more time on this already. Right, community civic events.
Well, the minutes will be, you'll be
Yeah.
adopting the minutes anyway,
Yeah.
won't you?
Probably not much to say on this.
There's we've got some good feedback from the general public about the stuff what we did. We've got the stuff coming up. Steve Marsh is going to provide us with another report in the next few days. Night Angel, there's a little development on that. In that we've contracted, which I haven't quite signed the paperwork yet, but NTEC, who have done it 1,000 times before, so they know what they're doing. But it's not, the Night Angel is now not going to go to Peterborough, which is what we thought. They have pulled out, it's going back to Shropshire.
I thought it was going to Luton before.
Luton before here, and then Peterborough after, but
Oh, people afterwards, okay.
Peterborough pulled,
But that might change, because that's changed twice already, hasn't it? So,
yeah, but it could do.
Councillor Smith?
So have we got a definite date when
It's-
will we be having sort of like an unveiling ceremony or something?
It's definitely going to come on the 31st because that is the day where we get the best rate from NTEC because they're just going to pick it up from Luton and drop it off in Haverhill in one go.
So what are the plans for the...
So the civic opening, Clive from Ironworks has said, well, his assistant has actually said, yes, that's okay for Wednesday the 4th of September. And then it would be going home on the 27th of September. Not going home, that would be the formal ceremony. And then it would actually leave on the 30th.
4th of September. Funding, you probably mentioned this before, but did you say PCC was going to fund and it's not anymore? Or
PCC are not funding, however, Colin played a bit of a sideways game on
They're back involved, so
Yeah,
so-
I was at the BCC scrutiny panel last week.
You stick instead of
last week, and there's funding there for things like crime prevention and stuff like that, which is sort of, so it's a perfect match as far as I'm concerned. And why wouldn't
They've said again they're not going to fund, but they're willing to get involved, which is a big step forward from what they said before.
Yeah. They've got to be careful because they've recently funded, another project here as well. And he's only got a finite amount of money to go around the whole of.
Yeah, but what's come out of the meeting and the PCC grants and things, it's very Ipswich centric.
Yeah,
It's what they asked for.
65%.
What they're screening for
They
other
are.
parts of the county to ask for funding. So I don't see there's a problem with having two in one town, two projects to fund.
No, I'm not saying that we won't do it. It's just the fact is that we've recently done that. He's very keen. Anything west of Stowmarket, he's very keen to fund because you're right. 65-67% of all funding goes to Ipswich.
It's only because they asked for it.
And literally Ipswich, not just East Suffolk. It's literally Ipswich.
They've named, we have a named contact now who we work with, and also the police back on board as well. So we'll let it roll and see where it goes.
Okay. Anything else on this section?
Can I just ask where it's going to go on the Market Square?
Where the Christmas tree goes. Oh, who's the best person from West Suffolk to get in touch with that?
That is.
I've asked before,
Yeah, it is David.
Damien,
Oh dear.
because MTech is
He's very
on the
busy.
23rd of this month. And so I
Simon
was
Collins is there.
Simon Collins.
Somebody else as well who does the donkey work.
Yeah, well, this Kira as well, who might not be able to do the booking stuff, etc.
When Jack was trying to get his thing for the weekend of 10 days' time, whatever it is, somebody else came back and said, oh yes, I'll give you permission for it.
Yeah, I think it was Kira.
I'll find a name for you. Right, anything else? So I can,
Skedaddle.
you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your kind offer,
Thank you.
We continue on to 8 and down.
Yeah, let's finish item 8 and then we'll go back.
So can I just check demographics for the beer festival? I didn't send it.
You'll check whether you sent it.
Yeah, and Spectrix fees. Is
Yeah,
that,
you're going to find out about Spectrix for me, aren't you, about the website?
do you know what? I've asked them, but they haven't got back to me, so I'll follow that
Didn't
up.
have to do this.
And the donation page,
Donations, like, is it?
more
compulsory?
information. And,
Okay.
no, not compulsory.
Okay.
Giving people more options and yeah. Big up to it.
Big it up. Thank you.
Cheers.
Right, I'm moving on to new skills, item 8, Bravo, Cameron Chapel and Catherine Cullen. Hopefully you've all read this, it's usual in-depth report.
Yeah.
I never understand how she does so much, but money is tight.
She has lots of successful grants, but I have to say, this report, when I was reading this report, I was thinking, I don't know how she's doing all this stuff. There's just an amazing amount of work going on.
We're lucky to have her, really.
Yeah.
Councillor Cox.
Just regarding WS training, because I did have a meeting with them as well. It would be quite interesting at some point to probably ask them and West Suffolk to come in and just let us know what they're trying to develop, so we could support that as part of the town, and that they feel that we're supporting them as well, because I think it'd be good from an educational point of view, maybe I'm biased because it's education, but and I have obviously spoken to West Suffolk. There's no competition here really, so they're quite accepting of each other, so I think we should embrace that and try and push it.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing. Their issue seems to be more around the accommodation, where they can set themselves up permanently. So at the moment what they will be using is permanents, but it's not a permanent solution. So they're looking somewhere where they can get people more permanents in the town. So I see this as an ongoing thing.
They're very keen, aren't they?
Because I know I did put them in touch with Council Manager, but I've got them in Council Manager.
Right next door, in the accident. You know, they're spending all that money on that,
Yeah, so there's some irons in the fire already. Obviously, we encouraged, Karen worked hard to encourage WS training, and we agreed pretty favourable rates for the use of the community centre in order to make sure that they could come, and that has kind of been built on, etc. So yeah, it's looking really, really promising. We've got some conversations going on at a very early stage where we might be able to find some more permanent accommodation for this sort of stuff. But yeah, it's really, really good that people are focusing on Haverhill in terms of providing extra education support.
Just to support that, it was good that Council Manager was happy to talk to them, because obviously there is going to be a knock-on effect now to schools, and they can help identify potential people, and I'm hoping they'll see something. Although saying it was the trust, so it didn't necessarily mean it was Council Manager. They were meeting with Council Manager and the University Trust.
The representation on Haverhill, the baton is being handed from Sandbourne to Castle Manor, so that the Castle Manor be sitting in things like the employment training and education task group, which focuses on this sort of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, they're now going to be the lead for the trust.
Thanks.
So, yeah, we'll just come back to the report as a whole. I think it is, as has been said, it's amazing what's being done by Karen and her team. And I mean, if the town don't, the town don't know what's happening, what the town council is doing, what Karen's doing, they should know, because we do so much, and all we do is get brickbats all the time, don't we? Really.
We've had a
We
lot
don't
of
know recognition of the amount of work that goes on in the town. It's so frustrating.
It's the sort of thing I'd like to see on at least the website. Not the details, but the, or even these reports would be quite handy as a separate entity. That, this is what we do.
It's something we need to show them links on, because social media has been really bad lately. That council, always the council this, the council that, and we need something as a reply to just send them a link of what we do really.
Have a conversation with Joseph Dexter, our marketing officer, about how we can use some of these sort of stories.
Do you have something to say?
Yeah, I was just going to... Karen, does she sort of just free range to what she thinks she should be doing, or...?
I give her pretty well free rein.
Right,
Basically, why wouldn't you? I mean,
No, I'm not complaining, I wondered how it worked. She does such a good job, I just wondered,
I don't think there's any point in me interfering.
No, exactly, exactly.
So, sorry, Chair, could we then just perhaps, because we are positive, send her a note of thanks, obviously, as an official thanks from certainly this meeting. and potentially will get recognised in the full town council.
Okay, anything else on Karen's report?
Is it coming on to the zone? I mean, that's
So well, this one is fine. Well, it's not just as zone, but it's also use.
It was only a case of Chair, was the looking at in terms of takings and stuff. It would be interesting to see if she could do some comparisons up like the takings and bookings for here, just so we've got an idea. Because I think she in one bit she's partly slightly down. It's just so we've got an idea. It doesn't have to be just some very basic figures that we can then reference to. Certainly for the zone particularly.
Yeah, your figures don't show the comparisons, do they?
What between here?
No, well, it's not comparing here and there, it's comparing how the zone did say last year and this year. The numbers are there, they're not presented in that
No,
order.
not presented in that format, no. And it's very much weather dependent.
But it's not again, it's not critical, it's just so we're aware, and obviously then we might be able to ask questions of why was that down, or it was weather, it's just so we've got an understanding. If it's up or down, we know what's going on.
I mean, the crazy thing is, and I see it personally, regularly, because I'm up there every 2 or 3 days, is that, forgetting about the weather, is they will put a note, and I'll go up there and be totally full in there, but the take-ins for that day will probably be a third of what a comparable day is maybe the next day, when they're also full. Some people spend money, some people don't spend money, on particularly the cafe, of course.
And my only point was that they were still trying to find, was it a team leader for some of the works in the zone? Just wondered where that was at this point.
Yeah, they're still struggling with that. They've also already, quite surprisingly, given how far the building works are going, they've lost some staff to McDonald's as well.
Yeah.
Is there any development on the outside area which they're looking to develop?
There is a little bit, but we're on camera, so I can't really discuss that.
Okay. We'll do it in closed session.
I can send a brief note out to councillors.
Okay, anything else on the zone report at all? Again, obviously, it's not just the zone, we keep calling it the zone, it's not just that, it's all the outreach services as well. As it mentions there, and obviously with the park events, I'm going to call them, the chalkstones, Clements, all that sort of stuff, the old sample and co will be out, or maybe not say sample, but that normally is, the on the spot ban. Is that fact now, the ban?
Yeah, if you got it as lift last week to pick up again. So.
Any more questions on that? No? Okay. Right, so let's move back then to item 7, which is the grant request from Haverhill Singers for £300 towards the purchase of musical scores. And you should have the very comprehensive handwritten application. So, any comments? Councillor Smith.
Yeah, I'm happy to support this. It's quite a number of it. It's always a good evening. The problem is, mention when you hire the music, is you can't just hire one piece and photocopy it. That's not the way copyright law works. So they have to buy or hire the parts for like 50 or 60 different people. So it is quite a considerable cost. And obviously, I think that's the main thing that they want it for, to put buying music, isn't it?
You have
It says on there the score.
You have to return it as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Councillor, was that a proposal, by the way?
Pros, yes.
Okay. Councillor Tweeny.
I'll second that.
Anyone else want to comment at all? No? All those in favour, please show.
Vicky to run through the list and chase. I'm sure that I feel like there always has been a bit of an imbalance between the number of last year and the number of reports you get out. So I'll get to chase that up.
Okay, let's move on then to 10 Alpha, Civic Events Working Party, which we held on the 9th of July. For those of us who remember a week ago. Councillor Dave Smith, seconded by Councillor Quinn Cox. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. And ditto for the community events one, which was held the day before. Councillor Smith, opposed, and Councillor Hamden, seconded. All those in favour, please show. Thank you very much. Right, date of next meeting, Monday the 9th of September 2024. And I declare the meeting closed at 20:06.